Welcome to Local Edition. I'm Tracy Young. Approximately 1 in 5 California high school students drops out of school before earning a diploma. And joining us to talk about why this negatively impacts California is Senator Gloria Romero, who represents the 24th District. Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
I recently read a report that said that we are shy about 1 million high school and college educated people to really keep our economy growing in the future. What kinds of numbers do you look at that really tells you how important a college education is?
Well, we know that if you do not have a high school diploma, if you drop out, you are 3.5 times more likely to be arrested, 8 times more likely to serve time in jail or prison, to over a course of a lifetime to earn $400,000 less in your lifetime than somebody who has ongoing education. This is not only a personal crisis for the student who drops out, this is an economic issue for the state of California.
I heard one time, and he said it on air, so I'll repeat it, is that Chancellor Reed for the California State University System said, if you want to be a millionaire, go to college, because over your lifetime you will earn at least $1 million plus just by going to college.
Absolutely. And yet, if we take a look at the California budget today, over the last several years, we are actually investing more in prisons than we are in the entire system of higher education in California. We've got to turn this around. I've long said if we do not educate where it's more cost effective, we will incarcerate where it's much more costly to victims and to the taxpayers of California.
I've also heard different numbers here, but that approximately, on average, the educational level of a majority of our prisoners in the California prison system only has a 5th grade education level. I'm not excusing bad behavior. However, how difficult must it be in this economy to earn a living if you don't have a strong education and background?
And 90% of inmates will parole out into the community. So we should have an interest in the educational opportunities for all. You're absolutely right. Reading levels, it's about 5th grade levels. The vast majority of our inmates do not have a high school education. I believe in personal responsibility, but you have to take a look at those correlations. And just last week, in fact, there was a national report which indicates that California leads the nation in the number of dropouts from our school system. That is not a statistic of which we should be proud.
Yeah, we like to be number one, but that's not one we want to be number one for. So, as a legislator, as you sit and you look at these numbers, you're trying to balance an incredibly difficult budget situation. We're in one of the worst recessions we've seen in years. How do you sit and look at this and say we need to make education a priority, but quite frankly, dollars are a real problem?
Dollars are a real problem. We're awaiting the word from the voters as to how they will envision this issue. We've got to figure out a way to turn the money back to the front end. We spend less than $10,000 a year to educate a student. We spend over $40,000 a year to incarcerate that individual. Our priorities are a bit skewed. But even more so, I think we've got to look at our system of education. Our modern high school has got to be rethought of, reimagined, reinvigorated to make it more relevant and to provide for the educational training and the workforce preparation that our students need. If students find that education is relevant, they'll stay in the system.
Is it hard too because they're watching television or they're listening to their iPods? Things move so quickly. We call them jump cuts where they just keep moving like this. And yet students are sitting in a classroom in the model that goes back to when our nation was founded. Is that a 21st century educational system?
It's a 21st century agricultural model that really has no place in a 21st century global economy. So we've got to reimagine education. We have to have greater participation from the private sector as well. We have to provide for greater parental participation and responsibility of parents to work with their children. Parents are the first teachers after all. So there's much that we can do, but if we ignore this issue, we are harming the economic well-being of the state of California.
All right. You listed a lot of very important statistics, and I would very much like to have you back because as you really start getting into this issue and proposing really meat to these bones, I hope you come back and join us and we can talk about this more.
Invite me. I would love to come back. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks. For Local Edition, I'm Tracy Young. Now back to CNN Headline News.